Bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. I'm back
Ladies
in
and gen-
Dundee. I was in Edinburgh for a couple of days.
3 years. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Folk in Scotland. Continue.
Back in it, but I was in Edinburgh, the capital city.
That's awful.
Well, no, I love Edinburgh. It's
Do
just,
you?
yeah, I just love it. But it's.
I'm not familiar with Edinburgh at all.
I know it like the back of my hand. Been going to Edinburgh since I was a wee laddie. No, but the
Alright.
thing is, it's just infrastructure. They're just building stuff,
Right.
and there's shops, and there's money, and there's people.
Not
And
here.
then you come back here, and you're like, fuck.
No, everything's shut.
It's like everything. People go off getting independence. People are like, fuck London. You know what I mean? Fuck them. We need to
Yeah.
get. Edinburgh just takes all the money.
That's correct. That's the way it'll. That's absolutely right.
But they've got a
But that's
tram nobody
historically
uses.
the way it's been.
A tram that nobody uses. You wouldn't believe the bill. They're putting a cycle route in through the entire of Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Just every giant.
Brilliant.
But what I noticed about Edinburgh, it's an aggressive city. It's
Okay.
aggressive against the poor.
Oh.
Everything in Edinburgh, if you notice, is gigantic buildings looming above you.
Yeah.
Again, huge blocks of stone,
Okay.
gigantic cast iron walking
Yeah.
gates, and it's just designed to climbing this laddie. Getting through this giant oak door.
Oh.
All the finances and
Yeah.
the moneyed people. Yeah, I walked along George Street and it was just like fucking.
But
oh.
you did tell me
Mhm.
that if you opened a Virgin account, you got into a secret bank so you could take a shite.
Yes,
Is that still going?
the place is shut because my mum and dad went there every day.
To get a cup of tea?
You got a cup of tea, biscuit, orange juice, cereal, all the news, all the papers of the
Uh-huh.
day, free Wi-Fi, lovely toilets, and beautiful organic fucking soap and hand lotion.
I believe the first day, and I'm going to really reminisce here, the first day I met you, you told me about this and you told me it was so clean you took a shite and didn't flush.
I just left it just as an act of sabotage against the financial establishment. No, I'd like £1.50 in my Virgin account, and I could just flash the card and go in.
Oh my God. It's worth it just
No,
opening an
they
account.
treated you like a king.
Because there was a point where you could just open an account and I think they gave you a tenner.
Periodically,
Yeah.
obviously there was a low chance that fucking Richard Branson would appear.
Oh, we don't want that.
And that's maybe not worth the risk. But
That's dangerous.
wonderful toilet.
He has
They're
a
roomy.
private island as
You
well.
know how you often go to a cubicle and it's narrow?
Yes.
So you're shiting by your elbows. No, you could sprawl it.
Legs asunder.
But I was waiting for an event to end in the assembly rooms, and I
Okay.
spoke to laddies at the front door. The security guy's not nice, and I says, I think I'll maybe go for a pint for a wee half hour. And they said 2 doors down there is a Weatherspoons.
Right.
So I said, fuck that cunt. I'm not giving him my
Yeah,
money.
no,
And
I
he
agree
says,
with that.
we agree. They said, but it's dead cheap, and he says that's where we go when I finish our shift. So I thought, I'll go in for a pish. I'm not
Okay.
giving them my money. I'll go in for a pish. It's difficult to get a pish in Edinburgh.
Really?
Oh yeah. The embargo. Can you?
It's not like Dundee where you just stand where you are.
No. There's people. You'd piss in a Harry Potter tour. Somebody
Mm.
dressed as a wizard. You could ask to piss in their hat.
They would accept.
They would
that.
accept it because it's a magic hat. The pish would just
it's Harry Potter.
the pish
They're all
would just
into
go
that.
away. So I went into Weatherspoons. I have never seen such a dirty place in my entire life.
Oh no!
There's a thing in Weatherspoons. Each Weatherspoons branch has got a different carpet.
That's the magic thing about it.
That's the magic thing. That's his thing.
I bet there's people that'll go around them going and take pictures.
Of course. So the one in Dundee, that carpet's unique to only Dundee.
It's
And
brown.
this-
I bet it's brown.
Well, no, it's kind of patterned.
Oh,
So the idea is
90s
obviously a
pattern.
patterned carpet hides the stains.
of course.
The carpet, I shit you not, hadn't been hoovered 6 months, 7 months. So I went down. They're always downstairs lavies in fucking Weatherspoons. So I went downstairs. I could tell on the way down, someone had a piece of shitey tissue paper stuck to the sole of their foot. So on the way up, they'd been wiping it on the stairs all the way up.
All the way up.
So there's ass debris all the way up the stairs. I get to the toilet, open the door. It's like a fucking vampire bat cave, the smell, the ammonia. So I'm taking a very dangerous piss. It has a thing saying, no spitting in the toilet. You're like, that's the least of this place's
No
problem.
spitting in the toilet.
You're not allowed to spit into urinals. You don't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a thing. They have an actual thing on them now to catch your spit. I don't know. Fuck knows. Chris Shadowins will know all about
He'll
it.
know all about that.
I looked at the toilets and every toilet was filled with shite. There was like 4 or 5 cubicles.
Like it was here more than 6 months ago.
Yes, and I went to check. As you're walking out, there's obviously the tick list.
Yeah.
They're not checking that.
No, they're not checking it.
Disgusting.
Every hour.
Disgusting. So that's Edinburgh for you.
You know how I was
vast wealth and shitey
I was at the
toilets.
Bow House selling.
Okay, yeah.
The toilets there. Every hour someone goes around, cleans them, spotless.
you fucking-
Unbelievable.
You have to.
It's like there's the clean smell. No matter when you
You
go
have
in,
to.
it's spotless.
The worst toilet in Dundee was
More power
famously
to
the
them.
DCA because the urinal had a heated lighting system behind it, so it like heated up the piss.
Oh, so it'd come up the drain, you'd smell it.
It sizzled. You'd see
Oh.
the piss crystals. It was
Wow.
boiling it over like it was in a simmer.
When I used to work in the chaplaincy,
Right.
when you wiped the walls, the crystals would fall off.
Just old people piss.
Well, what it was is the heating in the toilets. You'd walk in all summer, you'd be sweating
Oh,
working in them.
oh.
And it was just small cubicles, but there was heating too much. So it all just turned to vapour.
I think
and the
piss.
crystals
I think
would-
piss is more destructive than shite.
Oh, yeah, that'll eat through anything.
Yeah.
Now,
A dog,
mentioned-
a dog pisses in a lamppost. It will eventually just fall over.
like all the ones in Lochee,
Yeah.
they're all held up with tape,
Yeah.
which is not a joke. All the lampposts are held up with tape.
Lochee doesn't have fucking lampposts that aren't held together with tape.
That's
Edinburgh
true.
has a multi-billion-pound tram system. There's a disparity,
There's a disparity.
a slight gulf.
You mentioned Chris. Chris, I've turned the lights up. I used the lights for shooting products and I
so you
forgot to
won't-
turn them back up. So I got an official complaint from a solicitor,
That
from
guy,
a lawyer, from him.
that guy.
So he sorted out. So I've done it, but
'cause
won't get sued.
It's Widdicombe and Pump. It's his lawyer, isn't it?
Oh dear, that sounds a bit right.
Widdicombe
Now,
and Pump.
to get started
Oh, so this
on
was
the
what we
show-
were going to do the other day.
Yeah, there's a few things to get going though.
Oh,
Right, okay. Would you agree that a surprise is not a surprise on a day that you're meant to get a surprise? No matter how much you're surprised.
say it's your birthday, like when it's your 60th next year.
Yeah.
You'll be ready for it.
I'm ready.
Okay,
So
yeah.
anything that happens might be a fright. It
Uh-huh.
might be a bit of a shock, but it's not a
Your
surprise.
powder's dry and ready.
Therefore, it's your birthday soon. So
Oh, God.
Wait. Where is it? I wrapped this in the shape of a bludgeon because I thought you'd like it. The kind of cosh that you would make in a borstal. I thought you'd be familiar. So you can open that now.
Can I guess
Happy
what that
birthday.
is?
Yeah, you won't get it.
So this is... I thought there was some heft.
No,
I thought,
you won't.
I
no.
thought there was a shaft.
You won't get what it is, but I think you will appreciate this more than most gifts than you've had in your life. It's a roll of stickers, and the stickers are for rectal use only stickers. Enjoy. I think there's hundreds in there, 500 or something, and you could put them on people's spoons. You could put them in places, and you see, you like it. You like the idea.
This, one's going to have to go in the lift. Where did you get this from?
Listen, I've got my contacts.
Is this from a hospital?
I didn't lift it. No, you get them on eBay. You get them on Amazon rather.
I like
And-
it's got a pair of Daisy Dukes.
It's got a pair of pants.
No, it's not pants, it's Daisy Dukes.
Yeah, exactly. Don't put anything up your doup.
It's Daisy Dukes.
Oh, for our international listeners, doup is the Dundee word for arse.
Else, you're doubt.
Your doup
The northeast word for penis is stroopy, just to let you know.
or todger.
Stroopy. For rectal. Thank you very much.
Oh, there you
that's
go.
very considerate.
But isn't that the most useful gift you've ever had?
Get put one in the lift.
I know. Right on the buttons. Now, because you're a hard worker and you come in all the time and you actually do turn up, I got you something else.
Oh no, there's more.
There
Oh
you
God,
go.
this
I
is
hope
a
you enjoy
framed
this.
picture.
Well, just wait.
Hold on, is that the front?
Just wait. And you'll be a bit confused when you see it, but there's a story.
Okay,
There's a story.
okay, this is the back.
There's a story.
This is the back.
And it's been properly framed, as you see.
I can see this.
Yeah. Okay.
This
You're
is
going to
upside-
go, what the fuck is this? But it will make sense.
It's okay.
That's Chernobyl.
It's Chernobyl.
Hold on. That is from the visitor centre from Chernobyl. Do you have a Geiger counter?
No, I don't.
Good, because it would just add more worries to your life.
But you know that I have a kind of dread about Chernobyl because it happened on my birthday.
But this adds this clears it. This takes the fear away.
Well, thank you very much.
This is from
Hold on, this is an actual thing.
right. This is a picture of the map that's in the control
oh my
room.
God.
And this is from the Chernobyl Visitor Centre, from a war zone, by the way. Now, there was two things. There was one thing, you get a can of Chernobyl air, but it's got
No thanks.
biohazard all over it. And I thought, you know what? I'll avoid that one.
Jesus Christ.
But that's a picture of it.
Well,
from
thank you very much. That's lovely.
So,
I do like a map.
well, there's a map of Chernobyl. So, for when your birthday is, because it could have been, we could have done it sooner, but
It's
this
next
is a
week.
surprise.
Next
So, happy birthday.
I'm not 50 yet. I know.
You're, what, 49 though?
48.
Are you, what?
48.
Are you only 48?
I'm only 48.
Am I really that old?
Yeah, you're
I'm
a bit-
52 this year.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Woo! But look
Yeah,
at me. Look at me.
Generational. I got
Eh?
myself a jacket. I went into...
I
oh,
wasn't
thank you
going to
very
say-
much.
it's
I
very
will,
welcome.
I will put that up in my studio.
Yes, but I don't lean against it or put your head against it, is all I'm saying.
The, what was I going to say? Yes, I decided
4
to go
months to get here.
decided to go shopping for this jacket.
Okay.
Well, not this jacket especially.
It's a nice jacket. It's very 90s. It's very...
90s.
Yeah,
it's my
I've got it.
I
Yeah,
wanted a summer jacket.
I like it.
I went into the Golden Jobbie in Edinburgh, St
Oh,
James
yeah.
Centre, and it was an eye-opening experience.
Could you afford nothing?
No, I could have fun. I'm fine. But I went in. It wasn't a money thing. It was like
Oh, right.
It's what people have like. No, there's crazy shops. Like you see old ladies with Zimmers who've not got much money,
Right.
and they're standing outside the Omega watch shop.
Yes.
It's a wild place. The Edinburgh people aren't shopping there. It seems to be like Asian holiday makers, kind of very
Okay.
wealthy looking, kind of Europeans,
Mhm.
a lot of Germans going about, a lot of kind of Arab people kind of going about spending money.
Mhm.
But you're Edinburgh, you're kind of like train spotting people, the old salt the earth Edinburgh. They're just perplexed by the whole place. Anyway, thought I'll go to the shop.
Right.
And I thought, oh, Next is a bit, proly, isn't it? Kind of bit,
Mm-hmm.
but kind of, about over the years, I suppose I've spent money on Next. I only go shopping maybe once a year, if that, for clothes.
Okay.
I kind of mean, seriously, once a year, if that. So I go-
I'm about once every 5 years.
Yeah,
Man.
well, because jeans
just-
do wear out.
Yeah.
Because if you only wear one pair of jeans,
Well, they wear out because you rub them like
yeah,
a cow
this
on the
isn't-
corner
this
of this
isn't a rub.
table.
No, these haven't
I
been
see.
rubbed.
I noticed they're new, so your hands in
No,
the
I've
way.
had these for a while.
You don't trust
No,
yourself.
I've worn these many times here. There's no hope. So
Okay.
I went into Zara, the male selection. One thing I've noticed, men are a second-class citizen. So you go in and there's women and fucking kids, but the men are either upstairs or downstairs. You can't just go into the store and find your men. So they make you walk, the fuckers.
Correct.
Zara stuff,
Men's rights.
it's all designed for beta people. Everything's...
But that would say to
soft.
me, you consider yourself an alpha.
I'm no beta, mate.
Okay.
What I'm meaning is just these fey people. Can the sockless brigade?
I
They
wear.
wear a boat shoe. They
I
don't
wear socks.
Yeah, it's okay.
I-
They wear a boat shoe,
Mhm.
a plimsoll. They don't wear socks.
Look how
They've
look how
soft-
manly my shoes are.
Yeah, it's not very manly, mate.
I always wear pink laces.
I notice you do.
Look at that. That's a beautiful shoe. It's a bit
It's
worn
horrible,
through.
yeah, it's
but yeah.
But it's all just shapeless moo-moos. The modern man, it's
Where's
moo-moos.
a moo
And like, honest to fuck, there was just not one
Nothing.
jacket or pair out. So that's one shop. I went to another shop, exactly the same. I don't know who's shopping there. It's like for 20-year-old energyless people with big head. They're like a noise cancellation because the world's a terrifying
It's
place.
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, fucking hell, I'm going to end up going to Next. Walk into Next. Wow, there's a jacket within 2
Because
seconds.
you're an older man, you like
It's
it.
fucking shabby, but I would have worn this jacket 20 years ago.
Yes, it's a nice jacket.
So, but
it's a
no,
classic
you know what I
design.
mean. Whereas this bomber jacket, I like a kind of I like a shop.
Yeah.
So the shopping experience, a lot of wool hats, a lot of long kind of woolly, well, not wool anymore because you're exploiting sheep. Synthetic, fuck knows what. It was in trousers that, unisex trousers that, are not flares, just huge baggy. And it's like
Oh.
people don't like stuff touching their skin anymore, and it's all just got to be.
You've had this
It was a
crisis
horrible
to get in a
experience.
jacket.
So that was it.
Oh my God.
If I just went to, but what I'm saying
it's a
is, I
lovely
should have
jacket.
says, I'm going to fucking Next.
You know what?
I'm
Set
at
that
that stage
jacket
of my
off.
life.
A hood over it. Get a hoodie under it.
No, I hate a hoodie.
I love a hoodie.
I don't wear hoodies. Don't
I
be
know you
ridiculous.
don't. I know.
I'm
You're
not
too
fucking
classy for
15.
that.
I'm not.
Well, well,
So that was that. But they kind of all got. But the weird thing, have you been in the Golden Jobby?
I've never been.
So it's like it's an open centre to the elements.
Yeah. There's
Edinburgh.
houses in it as well, isn't there?
At the very top,
Yeah.
there's penthouses. So I'm led to believe it's like a street in the sky. So I think the place is always open.
Hover cars.
Yes.
Ooh.
It needed drones.
Yeah, that would be good.
But the
Or
toilets are
even,
clean,
have you seen the dolphin ones and the
Yeah,
penguins?
yeah.
They're
But you can go
they're
to
astounding.
Gordon Ramsay place. You
Oh.
can go. It's all that kind of place.
I wouldn't go
This
in.
guy's doing like fancy food there in front of you, and it's all.
I would feel
But-
it didn't belong.
But it has a feel. It has an impermanence. I'm hoping the SNP invested some money in it.
Well, they're all going to jail, so it doesn't matter.
Well, no. What they're doing is this is what's called squeal, little pig, squeal.
They're arresting them.
So they're
and making them
they're
shit
waiting,
themselves.
because
Yeah.
obviously everybody. It's not like the Nazi Party. They're not like death and whatever. They're not going to give their life for Adolf. Not that I'm saying the SNP's like Hitler, but nobody's going to sacrifice himself for the greater good.
No, they're going to
They're
go,
all
it
gonna-
was her.
I'm not doing fucking 4 weeks in a fucking white collar jail.
Could you imagine it? Right, in a Scottish arrest. If you ever watch the film Restless Natives, there's a scene in it where the policemen, they're chasing them through the Highlands,
Yeah.
and the cop goes, "I've been waiting for this all my life. It's the only action he's ever had." And I feel this is like a lot of cops. This is them going after the government. Oh, this is an amazing
But this-
moment.
You've got
They're
a
enjoying it.
situation. Can we have? It's a funny one, but the money. We're not 100% sure the money was nicked. I don't know the full story yet. There's a lot of kind of chat.
There's shenanigans. afoot,
Shenanigans.
Yeah,
But she's resigned and she's away.
yeah.
You've got in the London Parliament, British Parliament. There's a guy that Dominic Raab, who's got the big wormy
Yeah,
vein
yeah.
in his head. He's been just bullying people horrifically. He's not resigned.
It's just
It's a different setup going on.
there's something,
Is there a higher expectation in Scotland?
or there's maybe more trouble. There's maybe more.
But this isn't just a tabloid event.
No, there's
This is
yeah.
defence of the realm stuff.
Yeah.
The First Minister of a major country, minor country, a
Yeah.
C-grade country, Scotland,
Mm-hmm.
is gone. And there's a scandal involved. This is big stuff.
Yeah.
There's nuclear weapons in Scotland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a bigger thing. But I notice there's a guy called Glenn Campbell, and he's kind of Scotland, one of the leading journals, team journals,
Yeah.
BBC journals. But he was like that to the new First Minister, Big Humza, and he's like that to him, just poking in his face.
Oh.
You know, well, that Humza laddie gets a reputation for being a little bit fiery. So the journalists are
So you go,
basically,
listen, cunt.
they're trying to,
They're
they're
getting
they're
him.
poking him.
Yeah.
They're just wanting that moment where he's like, that, fuck you. And then that's it. That's the end of him.
But that's the old thing. They
Yeah.
find out if a politician's been really against racism and
Yes.
stuff, and then they go up and they accuse them
Yeah.
subtly of being racist, and you see them turn and going, "Listen, you fucking," and that's it. They've got
That's
their
it.
story.
That's
It's
it.
not about their.
No.
Yeah, that's what they do.
It's a wild game.
So
But Edinburgh, regardless of who's in charge, it's just money, man.
yeah.
It's unbelievable just how the.
You know, I've got a plan for fixing Dundee. This goes towards my plan. I actually started this plan a few years ago, right? And Dundee's suffering a bit at the moment.
Right.
It's on a bit of a slide. We know that. And
But,
Edinburgh's,
yeah.
right?
yeah.
Change the signs. Change the signs for Edinburgh, point them towards Dundee.
Yeah.
And we'd just say we're in Edinburgh. Nobody would know.
Well, Brian Cox, he said he lived in a small town outside Glasgow.
Yeah, Edinburgh. This
Yeah,
is the new
just-
name.
No, we just rechange Dundee, Fundy. No, we changed the name. Kind of like the Russians did it all the time, Stalingrad and all that kind
Yeah,
of
just
stuff.
change the name.
St. Petersburg and all that.
Is this
Oh,
Dundee? No, this
no,
is
what would be a good-
this is Edinburgh. too.
Thrustville,
See, you're not thinking in the bigger.
Humptown.
That's better. Humptown's okay because I would
Humptown.
like that. But what you mustn't have is remember the big sign they had on the law, Beano Town.
Oh no,
I hate that shit.
no.
We shouldn't be called after a Deacon Blue.
Shagger
Oh,
Alley,
by the way, thank you for my poster, a Deacon Blue one that you
Oh.
clearly stole off the wall.
just downstairs. The Deacon Blue lineup looks sadder than the Delamitri lineup in the woods.
Yeah.
Where they all look like
Just,
don't know what they look like.
Old men.
fuck off. Just
It's like Reef. Young guys in the 90s, all surfers, good heavy music, and they all look like wizards now. They've got long white and.
What was that band?
Just do something else, lads.
What was that fucking band? The Levelers. What did the Levelers
God.
look like now?
But they looked bad at
They
the
were
time.
crusty in the 90s.
They were bad at the time.
What the fuck?
I bet, like all hippies, they've cleaned up and they go around in suits now and look great and got Ferraris. I'm telling you, that's what happens.
The Leveler money, is that giving you a Ferrari?
I don't know. They probably
Remember
invest in
Jethro,
weapons.
is Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull still with us?
I don't know.
I think he might be.
Right.
His barn burnt down and he claimed his Ferrari as a farmyard equipment.
Yeah, that's a
There's
very.
some capers.
That's the thing you sort of do. Now, before we get started,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to say, on the last show I was talking about, I'd like to go to Portland, like Oregon, and then up to like Washington,
Yeah, yeah.
and California, all the west coast of America. I've never seen, and I would love to see
Right,
that.
Okay.
And one of our patrons,
Is giving us
said-
tickets to fly there?
no, but
The
said if we're there, we've got a place to stay.
Who?
Athena.
Oh no.
Now, Athena, that tells me any other person, any other podcast in the world, I'd go, it's not the most delightful thing. I think that's a plot to kill us.
She's got a slaughter room. though.
Yes,
You're
100%.
like, you walk, she goes,
See,
just,
yeah.
here's your accommodation.
Yeah.
You go, there's no door handle inside my room.
Yeah, that's exactly
Why
it.
is all the padding? Why is it soundproof?
She seems normal, and we assume she's normal because she's going, I'll support your podcast.
Someone told me she was wanting a glass of my piss.
What?
She was wanting, can my stewed piss?
Yeah.
She was,
Oh, no, that's right.
yeah, she was wanting a glass. I've got some ready.
No, see, this
Pop it in the
is.
airmail. It's nice and crystal.
I believe in the trade, they call this red flags.
Right.
Okay, so, but no, really, thank you. That was the nicest thing. But also, it got me thinking, I'm going to dedicate this show to Athena
Oh, that's wonderful.
because, well, actually, now I think about it, it's really to her obviously
Hold
long-suffering
on.
partner.
All I know about Athena is that poster. The Athena poster. It was a lassie showing her arse at the tennis.
Yeah, and they made
the
these things that hurt your eyes.
The firefighter
Holding
holding,
the baby. That's the only Athena reference that we have.
That's it.
But thank you, Athena. One day, and I said, if we ever did go, I wouldn't steal anything, but I can't speak for you.
Oh no, nick the place.
Yeah, I know, you're just...
What I do is I go into someone's house and go, I really like that.
Oh, that's all.
No, I really like that.
Yeah.
And then they say, oh, it's nice, isn't it? I really like it. And I just keep saying it till they just give it to me.
Does it work?
I've got folks' ashes, their
Oh.
grandmother's ashes. I use it in the garden for the pot plants.
So I'm going to dedicate this to Athena, but I'm also going to dedicate it to her partner, who obviously needs this advice.
Jesus, can you
We're putting up
imagine?
with Athena.
Can you
I mean,
imagine? Can you imagine?
the problem. So it's been said, we have occasionally said sexist things.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
We're
But
sex
I'm going to
blind.
counter this because
We're
I
sex-
like women.
We're sex
I
blind.
like women. I'm very positive. I love boobs. It's all good.
Sex blind.
It's all good, right? I'm not into it. I'm not sex blind. That gets you in trouble. No, I'm not going down that route again. So, we are going to do something
Uh-huh.
for women.
Oh.
Or for the men in their lives or partners who could maybe give them some advice when they need it.
Men who are not...
Not in a sexist way.
Men are a little light-handed. Men who can, I mean, things get out of control. They need some firmness.
Right, okay.
Mm-hmm.
The men need firmness.
The men need to be a bit
But
firmer.
this,
You
now,
need a spine
we
when
done a
dealing with
thing.
women.
we done it podcasts ago, hobbies for men.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to do now hobbies for women.
Okay. I
Right?
don't really like that, though.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. They haven't experienced the joy.
They're flighty.
of
They
a
can't
hobby.
stay still long enough. You'd never get a woman fishing, making fishing lures. That attention to detail, because women are all over the place.
But luckily, we're saying nothing sexist.
No, it's not
here.
sexist. No, but that's how they deal. Because a woman has to give birth
Yeah,
while breastfeeding the earlier litters and the breasts.
yeah.
Cycling
And get the
to-
tea on.
Driving to the shop, knitting. There's a lot they can do.
So,
I think what's holding women back?
oh,
Their feet.
careful.
Their
Oh,
feet.
right, okay. Right.
Their feet aren't the need to be able. Can how people that lose their arms
Yeah.
and they learn to use their feet like there is.
I knew
Right.
someone used to drive around with
Right.
their arms. Yeah.
Why are women could be using their feet and their arms?
Could you continue on this thought process?
Well, think about it.
Oh, I'm trying.
Like I'm saying, if they're cooking the tea,
Uh-huh.
okay, they could be washing the dishes as well. with their feet
How did they stand?
on a little chair with wheels. Like a bar stool with some well-oiled casters.
They're just like a kitchen octopus.
Just like an octopus. And they're one of the children, or the husband, could be pushing them
Now
about.
listen to us. This is us being inclusive.
I'm
eh?
just offering advice. Because men have focus, okay?
I am so prepared for
Knowledge
this
and
show.
focus.
Look,
Golden
Golden
Girl.
Girls t-shirt.
Aye.
I'm wearing it to celebrate women
Uh-huh.
of our lives.
Uh-huh.
Right? Okay, so.
Because
if-
Blanche could have done a couple things at once.
Oh, she did do a couple of things at once. We all know that. But
Uh-huh.
we've got to get women into hobbies to get what you know how men.
I don't know what hobbies. It's got to be something soft.
Wait, I got a book.
Okay.
I found a book online.
Uh-huh.
Now, new books this year, they
Uh-huh.
could be a bit meh.
Yeah.
So I went back to 1956
When
and
thing-
got a good book when
Uh-huh.
women got good advice.
Okay.
Okay. First one.
Is it savoury jellies?
There's not that, but there's a great
Okay.
idea. See, we're on the same drill
Savoury
here.
jellies,
That's good. That's good. First one's an obvious one. But the advice was
Uh-huh.
knitting. Because
I'm not sure.
a
mate.
woman's delicate fingers are naturally built for the holding of needles and the making of baby clothes. That's what it said in the book.
To be honest, my mother can fucking knit. She knitted like all the Simpsons characters, all the
Oh.
Disney characters in an afternoon.
Oh my God.
I once needed her to make me some watch cushions,
Right, okay.
and I discussed it like just a little starting conversation on the phone, and they arrived 2 days later. 36 of them.
The only see that's one thing.
Mhm.
If, now this is a warning to every women's partners. If you do give them this advice,
Mhm.
I remember 20 odd years ago, my mum joined a pottery group thing. It was all for older
It's
ladies.
too much heat there for the women.
I swear to God, for my birthday I got a vase.
Okay.
For my Christmas I got an urn. It was just
Ashtray,
until the place actually shut down. I
Yeah.
was just getting.
an urn. That's
I got an urn,
Is
and
there anything in the urn?
no, but I was like, Mum, is that an urn? She went, no, it's just for small flip. I went,
It's an urn.
it's an urn.
That's an urn.
And then she found out it was an urn.
It was an urn.
And I've still got it somewhere. I have my own
So
urn.
so far you've decided knitting.
Knitting. No, I've not decided. This is a professional. It was a man that wrote the book. So he obviously
I can
knows.
understand knitting became fashionable. There's a lot of football players knit now. In downtime they knit.
That's all right.
The only men
I think
I
that's good.
the only men that used to knit, and this is true,
Yeah.
fishermen.
Well, no, my uncle,
And
he
was he a miner?
a diver.
Okay,
in the
well,
Navy.
Well, there you go.
And
Naval
everyone,
people, downtime, you knitted yourself a jersey.
all the kids got iron jumpers for Christmas. His knitting was beautiful.
Do you know the patterns on
Beautiful.
those jumpers? You know
Yeah.
the reason they had?
Wow.
If you found the water-blown corpse, you could identify them by the pattern on the jersey.
I got it when I was 2.
Yes, well,
Well, that's cheery.
there you go.
Had my address on it.
Knitting, okay.
Number 2.
Uh-huh.
Now, this is my mum's
Okay.
wheelhouse, crocheting,
Oh, that's a bit more sophisticated.
right? And this says, a wonderful hobby for the bored housewife.
Ah.
But warning, it may be overstimulating and addictive. As always, keep an eye on someone with a new hobby.
Well,
And it says the bored housewife. If the housewife's bored, you have to start thinking,
how can you be bored?
what's she doing sitting around? Look at the house.
Saying it, how long does it take to hoover a house?
I had to do it.
Do it in the
I
morning.
do it like, I hoover 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And it's done in
Yeah, a lot of
minutes.
skin comes off you,
A
though.
lot of oh, at the moment, since the roof came in.
Yeah.
I got the roof not fixed yet. They're
They
coming
never
up on
sent round a
Sunday.
woman to fix it, did they?
No, we're not going down there. But they put the plaster up. So once again, I'm
Uh-huh.
innocently sitting on the toilet and I look to the side and way in the corner, there's a little pencil penis with wings and feet. And it delighted me. So all the numbers for like cutting it and shaping it and that were on it and the design of it where they'd been scribbling it down and put it up. But someone got bored and drew a wee penis with wings and feet. Isn't that a delight?
Nice.
It made me... the quality of builders.
See, a woman wouldn't have done such an intellectual pursuit. Men write poems.
Yeah.
They make sculptures.
Hmm.
They grow big verdant gardens full of gigantic vegetables. Women knit socks. And embroider.
Okay.
Remember they tried to get women into engineering a while ago. They spent millions of pounds.
Yeah,
I think there's the same amount of female
It's the
engineers
same.
now.
it's the same
Engineers,
amount. Yeah.
is it just your brain? I don't know.
The unfortunately, I think there was a belief if you lower the barriers to certain things,
Uh-huh.
more people of the opposite sex that maybe never went into
Oh, yeah.
it go to it. But actually, the disparity gets bigger.
Does it? Okay.
It gets bigger.
It's like, people
You
are
can't
very
force people.
people are very pro football, right?
Yeah.
But women's football.
Mm-hmm.
Because they think, it's going to be so much better because it's women. Is it just not going to make women like bastards like the male football players?
Oh, that's true. That's
'Cause
a good
people-
point.
If you
That-
watch it
yeah.
now, they seem like quite nice people, but they're kind of pretty much just above amateur. They're not getting the big money yet.
No, not at all.
The minute the female football players are on the big cash, they'll just
They'll
become
just-
shitheads.
They'll go around in £100,000 cars,
Yeah,
crash them
they'll just
into
become the
someone
same.
and run away. It's just what happens.
And it's nicer sport.
No, that's true. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
everything-
that's-
football spoils everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Next one.
Mm-hmm.
Quilting. You could see there's a groove here, but it says in the book, one of the more tasking hobbies for the housewife.
Uh-huh.
Don't be afraid to offer assistance when the little lady struggles with the hobby, but only offer verbal assistance. Never touch the quilting materials for obvious reasons.
Well, a lot of people
That
have a
was my
family
favourite.
quilt. You know, when you add a bit each
Yeah.
generation.
I've never. No.
I have a nice, can those woolen rugs, blankets, and they're made up of squares.
Yeah.
I've got one of them. My mum knitted. It's lovely
Oh, that sounds.
because it's nice because it's not too.
I
Yeah.
have 10 crochet blankets,
Oh, wonderful!
and my mum knits them for all the or crochets them for all the dogs here,
Yeah.
and they're roasting. And you know the best part about it? In winter, you put a couple over your shoulders,
Uh-huh.
suddenly warm. Put your fingers through, and you can still type at the computer.
Oh, wonderful!
Oh,
You could just put.
and then
the heater
just
on.
slip them back into the cozy. Oh, it's great! It's great. Sewing, the oldest of all the lady hobbies. Always encourage this one as it can be used around the house in important ways, such as fixing a whole sock for the
can-
man of the house.
I can darn a pair of socks.
I'm glad we're being inclusive here and bringing.
I
I
can-
could sew.
Uh-huh.
Well, I've got sewing machines.
Yeah.
That helps. I can do
But
that.
people, I suppose, back in the day, you had to sew because you had to make your own clothes.
Yeah, that's very true.
Now
That's a
we've got
good-
fast fashion, unisex
I think it's
trousers.
dying. I think it's
Yeah.
dying.
I'll be honest with you. I looked at some of the sewing and some of those clothes from those shops, and
Mhm.
it just looks shite.
Yes.
They're designed to wear once.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Just
I'm
to walk
really
around.
against it.
Yeah, it's really
against it.
offensively
It's
bad.
I don't think it's lasting. I think
No.
people are desiring something that does last now, and they
Mm.
can have a
Mm.
long time out of it. I think things are
So
changing.
knitting. This is
We
all
have-
nimble stuff.
Knitting, crocheting, quilting, sewing, all for the ladies. We are inclusive. Look, got my t-shirt on.
There was a lassie in my hometown, Samantha, and she wouldn't have sewed, but she would have fucking punched your nose straight into your head.
See, the problem is, right, I'm trying to think
Mm-hmm.
what women I know
Mm-hmm.
would be into any of this. Now, you know I am surrounded by the gay women,
Right,
right? That is what my life consists of.
right.
And in fact, so much so,
Uh-huh.
I've seen every episode of Charmed. I've been made
Oh,
to sit
Charmed.
through every
Have
episode
they
of
made you
Charmed.
watch Supernatural?
I've watched. That's not really a gay,
Is it not gay, that one?
lesbian show. No, but Charmed is.
Is there a show called
Apparently,
The
I've got
L-
to watch them.
The L Word?
Yeah, I couldn't get into that.
No,
Nah, I couldn't get into that.
no. Bit
no.
beach for you.
Probably. I felt
Okay.
too intimidated.
Was Charmed not that terrible producer's version of fucking Buffy?
Yeah.
He just thought we need to
But
make
Rose
Buffy.
McGowan was in it. I like
Oh, I
her.
can't stand
I like Rose
That
McGowan.
Weird face.
Oh,
I had
gorgeous.
that ghastly lassie from Beverly Hills 902590510.
Yeah, yeah.
Sharon Doherty.
Everyone sort of hates her.
It's kind of
She's
pleasant.
kind of
yeah,
unpleasant.
pleasant.
She's still going though. Very ill. Cancer.
Is she? Oh,
Very
God.
ill. But she's
Oh,
still,
dear.
yeah, it's not good. But yeah, so I'm surrounded by this. So I can't think of a single woman in my life that if I even said this to, I mean, there's a
Are
chance I
you
would
saying
be stabbed.
lesbians can't knit?
No, I'm saying the ones I know can't do anything.
They like to.
They're going to hear this because they do listen and they can't do anything.
Well, I thought that's why they were called Scissor Sisters.
Oh,
Cutting the thread.
Yeah, that would explain a lot.
That makes sense to
That
me.
makes I've got it all.
Uh-huh.
No, but the ones that I know,
No, they wouldn't do it.
no.
Hobbies.
The,
What
the-
about fishing? Does many women carp fish?
Oh, I don't know.
I take it. I've never seen a female train spotter or bus spotter.
No, I think that's a psychological thing that
Bird-
purely
Bird
comes from
watching is a very male thing.
I do know women that bird watch. I do,
Yeah.
but not many.
I go bird watching. You seldom see a woman.
Yeah,
There's often a woman there, but they're pouring the tea for their man, and they've got the.
a flask.
There's
Is it
not-
a tartan flask?
I hate bird watchers generally. My dad likes bird watching, but you go there and it's guys with the equipment,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't take a decent photograph to save their lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They lay out fucking nuts, and they get a blue tit, and they take a fucking hyper zoom lens, and you're like, oh, for fuck.
Yeah,
But
there's
it's all men have this completist thing.
yeah. There's definitely something to do with
That's
that.
the main difference. Men, I think women, people have collections as hobbies, but men have a completism. thing. Did women ever finish like a what was it? Not Subutio, Panini.
I don't think a girl ever
Sticker.
bought them in
Was
their
a-
life. They wouldn't touch them. Was there a girl version?
Yeah,
I don't
probably,
know.
but were they ever finished?
No.
Whereas men now
Yeah.
are still trying to finish those
I-
things.
I used to see kids coming into school. I never got it because I never liked
I hate
football.
football, yeah.
But they had an elastic band around a pile about 12 inches of these cards, and they'd sit bargaining over the cards, and then every now and then
Need
they'd
to be
bring out
careful
a
the
card,
Graham Souness one,
and they'd go,
fucking bite you.
"Oh, look at
Yeah.
that!" They'd put it away again.
It was
And that still exists.
it was like
That's-
tulip fever.
but I kind of got it as well. I used to be into.
I had a Return of
bags.
the Jedi one sticker album.
So did I.
Yeah, yeah. So they
So that it wasn't
the
completed
smell of
though.
the sticker.
Oh, I
was
love
nice.
the smell. You just breathe it
oh,
constantly, and you
oh.
get a wee bit dizzy. No, I
Uh-huh.
got into bags, and then in my mind, the ultimate bag was the Belstaff Colonial.
Okay. Oh, Colonial.
It's just a word. It's
Ooh.
just a word, right?
Unfortunate.
You don't get it now.
It's like, did you wear your pith helmet when you?
I don't have many, so I would look at this bag, and
Uh-huh.
there was a picture of my granddad from in
On
World
the
War
bag?
Two. No, wait, World War Two, motorbike, one of these bags,
Oof.
and I just wanted one.
Oof.
He was an old cunt, but I wanted the bag,
Right.
and I would get other bags, and every time I'd be in TK Maxx, I'd walk out with another rucksack or a bag. It got to I had like
Addiction.
29
Addiction.
bags. Then one day
Uh-huh.
I got the Belstaff, and I have it right now.
Uh-huh.
And this want just went.
Did you not say it's a bit disappointing?
It was. I felt I lost this pleasure of just
Oh.
looking at bags.
It's Elton John syndrome.
I went to Nepal,
When Elton John can have everything,
lost
what's
it.
the point? There's no pleasure.
and even though going to Nepal was one of the greatest experiences of my life, and I
Uh-huh.
was very lucky that I wanted to go all my life, and it was a good experience.
Uh-huh.
But I lost something.
Uh-huh.
I lost this Shangri-La. I
Uh-huh.
lost this draw.
Did the Dalai Lama ask you to suck his tongue?
Only the once.
Right, okay.
Only the once.
Poor guy's 87. I think he's lost his mind.
It was just a bit crazy.
What happens? When does the spirit leave the Lama and go into another Lama?
When someone knocks fuck out of him for being weird with kids.
Is that a point of death?
I don't know.
I
yeah.
think Tibetans like to stick their tongue out at each other, but I think he's just lost his fucking...
I saw in Durbar Square when I was in Nepal. Durbar Square, actually, a lot of it collapsed when
Oh,
the
yeah,
earthquake
yeah.
happened. But I saw this little girl, and there was thousands of people around her, and she's in this sort of glass cage thing and lots of stuff around it. And she was chosen from a village to be some next god or something.
jeez.
And they're taken away, and she lives in this one of the buildings until she's, I don't know, I think it's 16 or something. Then another one takes
Because
her
there was a
place.
while, was there not two Dalai Lamas?
Very odd.
Is it not the Punjab Lama and the Dalai Lama? There's two.
Right.
Because the Chinese got their hands on one and try to make him like a puppet.
Oh,
Because the
God.
Dalai Lama's in India, he's not in Tibet, is he?
I don't.
Because the Chinese kind of own Tibet now, they took it.
Yeah, but he lives. The Dalai Lama lives in L.A.
Oh, does
He's got he lives in L.A. and he lives in the hills, and he's got this infinity pool. He swims it every morning. He's a wealthy guy. He lives all right.
Yeah.
He lives all right.
And he's blown it because he just had
He's blown it 'cause
a
he's-
tongue.
Just this is quite awful. Okay, now the next one.
Uh-huh.
Did we say baking? Baking.
Yeah, bacon's good.
The only known hobby you can eat. That's what it says in the book. A hobby the housewife can get advice from her mother, but be careful she isn't invited around, or the innocent hobby can turn into a complete disaster. And these, and this is in a book.
My dad
It's amazing.
My dad was a baker. That's what he did. Is his life, his work. He's a really good baker, and he does all the cooking in the house. My dad's an excellent cook.
Oh, wonderful.
But my mum's not much of a cook. She'd be the first to admit herself. But when she's following a recipe of baking, she does well. It's
Is it
nice
good?
baking. Always baking nice. But she makes rock cakes, but it's my granny's old recipe.
Oh,
and
it's
my
handed
granny's
down.
recipe had been handed down for her mother.
Oh, who knows how old it
They're
is?
so good.
I have no idea how I survived my childhood with my mum's cooking.
Oh, she's terrible.
Terrible. I didn't know a chip had an inside until I was about 23.
It's-
I thought it was
It's
a shell with grease.
She'd been the last one in the shop because you think about it. Dundee people didn't pick their partners on looks. It was ability.
Billy.
So at the
Here we go.
at the market when the men
Yeah.
get their wives, they wear a thing. I don't know if it still happens. It's like a little blackboard, and it says in them their abilities.
Or if you saw a woman carrying a
Bacon.
pig over her shoulders, you were like, oh.
They get them to lift weights because she could take some washing
Yeah.
up the platties. It can mean. But your mother obviously
We're
she'd been
inclusive.
hanging about. Ken,
Yeah.
and then your dad's thought,
She was throwing knives.
oh, come with me. Come on.
That's how they met.
Oh, you'll do. She maybe had skills elsewhere. That's
I
all I'm
heard, don't you dare, I heard my mum was on the back of a motorbike throwing knives at a tree,
saying. Okay.
and that's how she was first spotted.
Okay.
I don't know how true it is, but that's the only story I've ever heard.
Jesus Christ.
So isn't that
Can't
strange?
be- And she's never got that. She's never got. That's
She
a very female thing. She's never bothered to learn. How old is she now?
She's 81.
She's still got time. She could still
81
fucking
2
learn how
weeks
to
ago.
cook.
Jesus.
And you can't cook either. So Jesus,
I can cook. I can cook.
I would need anything you produced.
I can cook. I don't know. There's no one else in my life who
I'd
can
say
cook,
this is lovely presented. A gruel, It's
including all the
lovely.
ladies.
None
None of them.
This bowl of gruel is delicious looking, but it's here you don't seem to put any salt or any flavour in it.
My own girlfriend, when I first met her, she made me a microwave curry because we were just in a hurry and we're going to nip up to the beach.
Curry
Go
in a
surfing.
hurry.
Curry in a hurry. And it came out and I was eating it. Man, that's lovely. But when I got to the middle, it was still ice.
So she can't cook either.
She can't cook either. She can't cook. I'm the one that cooks. And not only do I cook, when you see the meal, the presentation is my skill. I do lovely like buffalo wings and I do my own. It's lovely, and it's on a bed of spinach, and it's really nice. I do a lovely. Great. I'm a good cook. I'm not going to have any different.
when I was in Edinburgh, I had Chinese hot pot. It's a place beside Haymarket.
Okay.
All Chinese people in there.
Okay.
You know what I had in my hot pot?
Wow.
Whole crabs, squid, various kinds of squid.
Okay.
Razor clams, scallops,
Oh.
pork, beef,
Oh. The
lamb,
They called it the Ark.
kelp.
Oh
Pak
my
choy.
God. Oh.
If anybody, please go and try proper
How
authentic
could you walk
Chinese
after
hot-
that?
It's-
That'll hit your stomach.
It is so good you would not believe how
Yeah.
good it is. And it comes the pot split in two, so you can get a spicy one and like a chicken one.
Oh,
And
spicy.
you cook it in front of yourself. It's so
Oh.
the spicy's spicy.
Spicy. I
And
like a
it-
spicy,
Whole
spicy
squid.
squid. Are you hungry?
You're making me.
I can
I
tell.
just had a crumpet this morning.
I had a packet of crisps this morning.
Jesus,
That's not
What
a good
kind?
start.
Hula hoops.
Tomato. They taste of prawn.
Yeah,
They're flavoured with prawn.
both.
Now,
Mhm.
the most dangerous hobby. This is the way it was described. Can you guess what the most dangerous hobby
For a woman?
For a woman.
Well, they get the vapors, don't they? They can collapse. Anything up a ladder?
Oh, no.
No,
No.
No.
But you're in the right drill. They can get the vapours. That's think about what could make them a bit hysterical.
What make homemade wine?
No. Reading.
Oh God,
Oh,
yeah.
see, the most dangerous. This says in the book.
Can they though read?
Oh, they can. They can. This is the 1950s.
Because the school I went to, the girls I went to school, were too busy doing their hair and makeup. They didn't.
No, I
really-
didn't get. I have
When
to
they were
say.
sitting reading a book,
Yeah.
all it was they had like a couple mirrors in there and were just looking at themselves.
To be fair, that is true. But when I was at school, I remember this. I think this is generally the way it is at schools.
Right, okay.
All the boys just failed at everything. You couldn't do a thing. All the girls were passing exams, doing everything. The
No.
boys just consistently failed at everything. I don't think there was a boy at my school that got an O grade.
Oh,
But all the girls were getting hires and that. But not a.
what was going
it's-
on?
No, that's
Was it unfashionable to be smart? They were
no.
like,
We're just thick.
just thick.
We're in a city with a lot of pollution, lead in the petrol, as you said.
Lead doesn't seem to affect women.
It doesn't affect them.
But there's leads out the petrol now, so you've no excuse.
Ah,
They're still thick.
boys were struggling. Oh, honestly, and I think it's still like that. I think boys.
I've worked in a few
don't
schools
excel.
in Dundee, and some of the laddies were a little bit rambunctious.
I was at school.
There was a laddie in Blair Gowrie, a
Mm.
Polish kid,
Yeah.
from the age of 12. There's a write-up in the Courier about him.
Mm-hmm.
He'd been saving all his money, and he's now opened a place called the Jungle Cafe with his money.
Right.
But he left school at 15.
Okay.
But I think he made a lot of money selling vapes to underage children.
Oh. Did you see St John's was on lockdown the other day? 2 kids went on a rampage.
With what?
I don't know.
Was
probably
it women?
Probably cranes. We don't have guns here, so I don't know what it was, but they've been arrested and charged.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So I don't know what they did.
Must have been
14 and
knives. Must have been
15.
knives.
It'll be a knife or something.
They've not hurt
To be
anybody,
fair,
have they?
I don't think anyone's hurt. But 14
A
and 15,
rampage needs to be some blood on the pavements, mate.
Oh, I don't want to ask for that because St John's has a history.
Aye, oh God.
Because that's where a teacher was murdered.
Yeah.
The guy went in with a gun.
There are no guns. But the thing is, I don't know if people immediately... It's a cultural thing. If suddenly guns were available, do you suddenly think everybody would just go and shoot up their place of work?
I do believe
we don't resolve stuff with
life
guns.
imitates art a
Yeah.
lot more than the other way around. And I think you just monkey see, monkey
Yeah.
do. And we get a lot of this on the news.
Yeah.
And when I see something like, I'm not going to say it, but if someone wants to unalive themselves in a particular area and it's put on the news or broadcast or whatever,
Yeah.
in the following weeks, they're watching because people just go and do it. And that's why if there's a shooting, following it, there's more shootings.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
What do you think of that poor kid? He
it's
went to
terrible.
pick up his twin sisters, chapped at the door,
Yeah.
wrong house.
Got
The
shot.
guy never said anything, shot him twice through
Yeah,
the
I
door.
saw that.
The police let the guy just go away home.
I just don't understand.
What the fuck happens if you're delivering a pizza?
You get the wrong house, you get the wrong.
They just shoot you.
You just get shot.
There is no need to be shooting
This
people.
is crazy.
It's wild.
It's crazy.
But there are people that will defend that guy.
Uh-huh.
Remember the guy in this
Yeah.
country? Saying that, though, there was a guy and his house was getting robbed. Tony something, wasn't it? Remember?
Oh, I
He's a-
remember, yeah.
And he basically lay in wait for people. He'd laid it out like
So
a
they
trap.
would
He wanted them in.
Come into a kill zone.
And then he killed
Yeah.
one of them and shot the other guy. But they set him up as this hero. But he was a piece of shit.
He was a piece of shit.
He was a piece of shit.
You don't set up traps to shoot someone. That's...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a different thing.
No, you can't go down that road with people having guns.
So we want to avoid...
So
reading.
should we give women guns?
Only if they don't get books. So, reading the
Say you
wrong...
gave somebody a gun,
Yeah.
but you didn't give them any instruction manual and no bullets.
Guns are not like on telly. You've shot and you know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Make a loud noise. Do women not get the flag and drop the gun?
We have 3 women listening to us and we're about to lose them.
Well, no, but let's...
We're being inclusive.
Yeah.
We're being inclusive. Okay. So reading. Reading the wrong book can lead to excitement, stress, and tears in the afternoon. Tears in the afternoon. I'm going to call my album that.
Tears in the afternoon.
Eh? And depression. Books to avoid. Now this is Lord of the Rings.
That's too much for women.
Winter fishing, best hooks and lures. Surviving the business world. Ideal books, anything with knitting, sewing, and baking. Full circle.
Like is it Mrs. Beecham's? Was that the famous book of
Be
like,
stuff.
housewife's like favourites?
But do you want tears in the afternoon?
No.
You got to be
I
careful.
once watched Loose Women and it did give me tears
Oh,
in
it
the
gives you
afternoon.
tears. So we now know that Athena's an independent, strong individual. So she clearly hasn't read Winter Fishing for
Lord
best
of the
hooks and
Rings
lures.
is too much for the ladies.
That's what it said.
I think the Hobbits may be a bit advanced for most of them.
A bit. I hate them.
They're not going to read the Silmarillion of women.
Oh
are they?
my
Jesus.
God! But I'm actually catching nerd. I'm actually feeling it getting
The
on my skin.
The Silmarillion.
I'm going to have to get some hydrocortisone ointment to
There's
get
not
the nerd
many
off me.
female roles in the Lord of the Rings. I don't think JR knew his way around women very much.
Not like us.
No, not like us.
And when I'm talking to women, in the way I am with women, I think of an incident. I've mentioned it to you before. And me and my friend, we went into Arnott's when it used to be in the town. He was looking for a computer desk, and they had them on the top on sale. There's a whole story. I want to paint a picture. Beautiful old department store. We'll go into the lift.
Right in the lift.
As we get in the lift, this girl, Indian girl, just nips in. I've never seen a woman like this in my life. It's like she wasn't real. It's like she floated in. The most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
Right, okay.
Bar none. And I just look at my feet. My head snaps to my feet, and I look to my side, and my mate's looking at his feet. She was so beautiful, and we were so awful. The only thing we could do around her is stare at her feet. We had no right.
Imagine if she just went and just did a big fart, and the two of you were just like,
no, I wouldn't.
Try to smell it. You fucking.
And then, right, I'm standing there, and out of panic, this is the crisp incident. No, I had a packet of Tesco's own. Do you remember there were just white crisps, and there was a mix, and it was beef.
Yeah.
Because we'd eaten all the salt and vinegar and cheese and onion.
The beef.
So there was beef, and I said, "Do you want a crisp?" And I could feel my mate going, "You fucking idiot! Shut up!
No.
It's better to say nothing."
Say.
I just said to her, "Do you want a crisp?" And she went, "No, thank you." She was very polite. She said it with a big smile. "No, thank you." I went, "Oh." And the smell of beef coming off me, and that's me with women.
Did she look at you like that?
She just went, "Oh." She what? No, she was so perfect. She went, "Oh, no, thank you." Well, thanks though.
A nice gift.
She was just dead nice. She was perfect. This was in the late night. This was 99. I remember it. Right.
That's a scar.
And I just went.
That's scar tissue in your brain.
I actually started panicking.
Yeah.
So I held my crisps so tight. I crushed them.
Crushed your beef crisps.
And she got out, and she got. And
Would
she
anybody eat an offered crisp? Has anybody ever
No,
offered?
no, nobody's ever said, "Oh, thanks, mate. I'll have it."
If you'd been George Clooney in the lift, stood there, can George Clooney and eat before his neck went?
Do you want a crisp? People go, "No,
No,
want
I
your
don't
crisp."
want somebody's crisps. Maybe he had that pet pig.
I
And he's
felt
not washed
kind-
his hands.
Yeah, I kind of felt it was almost like a Me Too moment, but with beef Tesco crisps.
Jesus.
Fucking
That's
I'm
awful.
sweating. Even thinking about it.
God.
Horrible. Horrible. Next hobby. It's a good one. Shopping. As long as the wife doesn't dip into the housekeeping fund and sticks to her pocket allowance. What's a pocket allowance?
I worked with people until quite recently that would get their wages when we were paid weekly. So it's a few years ago, but not 10 years ago even. They would get their wages, they'd take it all out of the bank immediately, carry it about on them, but just give the wife an envelope of housekeeping money. That was a thing, and so it still will be a thing.
In Dundee, it's the opposite. The common thing, because there used to be no work for men.
It was
all
women,
the women worked. So when a man got a job, right, because they were known as, what was it? Is it kettle boilers or something?
Kettle
men was known
boilers,
as something like that. Because all the men, it was only women that worked in Dundee.
Yeah.
So women ran everything.
But in women, think of this: the women got paid less, but they all worked because they had nimble fingers in the factories.
But the men weren't paid at all. They were just right. So
the main breadwinner was getting paid less than they would have if they lived everywhere else.
But what would happen is when the men got work, and I know all my friends growing up, all their dads done this. They got their wage and handed it to their wife, the whole lot, at the end of the week. Every single one of them. That was standard in Dundee. Standard.
And look at the state of Dundee. A matriarchal city.
Very. And you hear a lot of people saying it. Oh, it's not it's the patriarchy. I got brought up in a different world. There was women ran everything, and women.
It's like hyena
they
society.
got all the money. Yeah. How's it work with that?
Hyenas are matriarchal.
Right. Okay.
Basically, both hyenas have cocks.
I think that's something different, man. We'll talk about it after. I've got that book I could show you.
They do. It's an enlarged clitoris, but it's bigger than the male hyena's penis. And the female hyenas, they're in charge of the whole society.
Actually, it sounds familiar with all my friends I'm talking about. Not that I would... God, I'm going to get murdered after this.
Hyenas.
So
Dundee women are like hyenas.
Yes.
Okay.
We're being inclusive. So, it's mainly a harmless hobby, shopping. The housewife will be drawn to purchase objects such as
lingerie shop, exactly.
stockings, lipstick, and some unmentionable toiletries. I don't know what that is.
Fanny rags.
Ah, see, why? I haven't heard that since I was about 11.
Nowadays, it's pretend period poverty, and I'm in favour of this.
Mm-hmm.
All toilets in public buildings have a stock
Yeah.
of unmentionables. So they have
That's what
tampons
it
and
says.
fanny pads and everything
Oh.
like that. I'm going to keep saying it. But the problem is, there's something about young Dundee men. If they go into the toilet, they cannot help themselves but like throw the tampons about and fill the toilet.
Because you
full.
launch them and hit your mate in the
No,
eye.
they're not even taking them out of the packet. They're just throwing
throw
them about.
Oh, this is what
Every day
happens.
in Dundee now. The number one thing, I saw 10 of them on the way to work today, as we spoke about hippie crack canisters, fucking hairbands and tampons. They just steal them.
Everywhere.
They just steal them.
I believe in moon cups,
yeah.
or as they're known in Dundee, space colanders.
Space hoppers.
They've got 2 big handles on them in Dundee.
Space hoppers.
We're being inclusive.
Uh-huh.
Fitness.
Uh-huh. Oh.
This is another one that would surprise me from the 50s. It's vitally important for the housewife to maintain her figure. And what better way than an afternoon amble?
Jeez.
Ideally pushing the baby through the park for fresh air.
Yeah.
And a workout amble. I like the sound of that.
Because you see the pram-faced women in Dundee can all meet each other and everything.
Do you know you can tell the income of a lady
Uh-huh.
in Dundee by the angle she pushes a pram?
Is there not the posh, are they not called Silvercrest, the posh
Oh, the posh one. That's why I was pushed around in. Thank you very much. Now,
second-hand one?
hold on. A lady
Uh-huh.
with some financial backing
Uh-huh.
to her life.
Uh-huh.
She stands upright.
Mm.
She walks with dignity. Someone with a bit less pushes that buggy out in front.
Uh-huh.
Someone with even less runs with it at full speed, chasing a bus.
No, you often see them
That's what happens.
leaning over the baby.
It's sharing the joint.
I was in Edinburgh. Here's me saying Edinburgh is better than Dundee.
Mm-hmm.
The junkie element was far greater in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And I saw a young couple smoking joints with a tiny baby in a pram.
No.
Now, it was pungent. That
Yeah.
stuff, again, that baby was fucking soaking that stuff in. But there was the classic, I don't know what it is about junkies, but they just shout. So a guy was at the top of the Royal Mile, he's like, Bobby! Bobby! There was a guy, the most humiliated thing, saddest looking thing. There was a guy dressed like William Wallace from the film with the woad.
Oh,
And
no.
he was just going, yes, Sassenachs!
Oh, fuck him. Fuck him. I hate people like that. And here's the thing with tartan.
That's
I'm going to
what
say
it's-
something right now. Right at the V&A in Dundee
There's
right
a
now.
tartan
There's a
exhibition.
tartan exhibition. That's like putting a fucking Guinness exhibition in Ireland. Nobody cares. It's surrounded by it. Let's have something different. Tartan. And tartan's Chinese. Then it went to India. Then we got it. And then about 200 years ago, they went, oh, that's our thing. Now you go around with tartan fucking flasks,
All
tartan
the-
fucking
all
masks
the-
for COVID. Tartan.
All the different tartans are just made up.
It's just
There
bullshit.
was a couple of like German con men just made all the clan tartans.
Now
up.
in Scotland, they've got a way where there's rules to the tartan. So
That's-
we're now
that-
making rules. Bullshit. Right,
That's
anyone in the
gone.
world,
That's gone out the window.
because there's no cultural appropriation from
Vin
Scotland.
Diesel wore remember he wore the kilt,
So here's what to do.
was it?
Here's what to do,
Uh-huh.
right? You've got my permission to make any tartan you want and call it plaid, call it plaid, call it
Yeah.
whatever you want. It's nonsense. I don't.
Well, tartan, you know the kind
I feel better now.
You know a lot of the American neo-Nazis like they've kind of played
Yeah.
because a lot of the slave-owning families were Scots and went across.
Oh, all from the West Coast.
so they
eh?
made their human people that they owned
Yeah.
fucking wear their tartans.
Oh.
It's a queasy.
Oh.
It's a it's about queasy when you look. Anything to do with human beings.
So
The
tartan.
most innocuous thing.
Tartan is Chinese, Indian,
Get the
developed in
whalebone
India.
corsets and all that.
Yeah,
Just
it's just everything about this place. Well, you know what this is? This would deserve it.
I think women get tough.
They get. Oh, so okay. Next one,
Oh,
singing.
okay.
Some ladies like to sing.
Oh,
But if she
no.
sings like a midnight alley cat, stop her immediately. She will thank you in the long run.
I have to deal with a lot of middle-aged choirs, like loads of women singing and stuff.
No, there's nothing worse.
And they have that attitude, like, like there's somebody.
Do
You're
you
like,
see when you see a middle-aged choir, there's always one that puts a bit more action in because she likes to be
like
seen.
kind of army wives.
You just run
choir.
over and elbow her in the
Ken
chin.
that fucking guy
Not
with
that
the
I
hair
condone that.
that has the choir master, Gareth something. He's
Right,
on TV
okay.
all the time.
Okay.
What a piece of shit.
Don't like it, man. Don't like it.
A piece of
There's
shit.
always one person in a choir, and she's a wee
Aye.
old wifey, and she puts a bit more in,
Bit more oomph.
a bit more oomph, and she goes, "Come on, girls, let's put more oomph." No, you just want people looking at you.
Just looking at you, old bat.
You fucking go back to the bingo. That's why
I don't like the choir.
they should
I
bring
don't like-
smoking back in the bingo,
Oh,
so
that's-
get all the old wifeys back in.
There's always an ambulance outside the bingo.
Always,
Always.
always keeps them
Imagine
busy.
you finally win big in the bingo and it's gets so much excitement you die a heart attack.
I'm sure it's happened.
It will have happened.
It's happened. I think
'Cause
they've
they
got to be
do the
very careful how they approach
They
them.
do the thing because the fumes coming off those bingo pens.
Oh my God, that's what I've always believed. It's the fumes off the pens.
Wow.
Because it's not like modern pens you get,
No,
and you can sniff them, nothing happens.
No,
You're
it's
like, fucking
pungent.
hell.
but
And
they
they're just
do.
betting more
They
and
do
more.
a thing where all the bingo halls in the entire country are all linked.
Yeah.
Super bingo.
Link up. Oh,
Super bingo.
Yeah. Big money.
Left it. Is there many men go to the bingo?
There are. I used
It
to know a
became
guy.
fashionable for students for a while.
I used to know a guy in the 90s. He was a guitarist and not much older than me.
Oh God!
But
so
it
back
was just
then
full
in the 90s, 60 odd.
Yeah.
you've been, okay.
full gambling. That's all it was. He was there all the time.
Jeez.
All the time. And it's not cheap. It's an expensive day out. This says,
And what do you win? Like a
oh, it could be,
Smurf.
oh no, it could be good money.
Oh,
I mean, you're talking, it could be hundreds of thousands and that.
oh, okay.
Remember, if your wife is asking for a hobby because she is bored, this may be a sign that she's been neglectful of her housekeeping duties.
Yeah.
Allow her 4 hours a week to enjoy her hobby,
Oh,
but always
jeez.
make sure the house is always spick and span, as is your wife.
Well, what men used to do as a
Amazing.
hobby, and that's all they would do. They would go. The ones that didn't go to the pub and spend all the money, they would just get some matchsticks and make shit, and they'd never finish their project.
right.
Again, they'd spend like 10 hours a week making the Taj Mahal out of matchsticks, but they'd never finish
Never
it.
finish it.
How many of those projects just got thrown in the skip?
But
What we get to do with it if you finished it?
that's the problem. Don't get the Belstaff bag.
No,
Don't.
never finish your hobbies, gals.
I had the best time of my life
sisters.
going to Nepal and going down into the jungle and into the mountains. I had the time of my life. But I lost something. I lost something that was a drive.
Mm.
It was a
You
drive.
became rudderless,
Yeah.
like a woman.
Yeah. No.
Rudderless.
Ladies and gentlemen, Athena, this is our attempt at inclusion. I think we did well.
Well, I'll send as she wants some of the urine stuff.
Please don't
So
send it.
I'll send
I'm
her
sure
a
she
wee-
was joking.
I'll send her a wee picture of it, and I've got a wee glass bottle.
Is it brown? What
It's-
about the blood content?
golden?
Oh, fuck.
It's golden because it's crystallized. Oh, it just looks like wonderful.
That's disgusting.
It's like the most. It's like resin from the tree of life.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Right, ladies, keep yourself busy because the weekend's
Get a
coming
hobby.
up. Don't get in trouble. Just get some cooking done.
oh God.
Hoovers have made things too easy for them.
Listen, I
That's-
started this. So
People think
I had
it's-
good intent.
It's
Please
when-
believe
people
me.
think it's when women got the vote that the society took a bad turn. But I think it's Hoovers. Have you seen those things you used to get, which was just like a roller
Oh,
for picking
no.
up stew off the floor?
Yes.
That was, you'd be fucking years to try and get it in clean.
But
A
you could
Hoover-
imagine the figure because you'd be using.
strong
I'm
forearm.
starting. I'm
You know what they
catching
need
this.
to bring back for the ladies?
What?
Mangles.
Until next time, later.
Ta-ta.